This video demo will show you how to send off documents for e-signature to transaction members using Reesio's Adobe EchoSign integration. If you have not already linked your Adobe EchoSign account or set that up, you must first do that. We have another video demo that shows you how to link and set up your Adobe EchoSign e-signature account. Also, this video demo will only focus on how to send off documents for e-signature through Adobe EchoSign's interface, through Reesio's interface, not Adobe EchoSign's website. However, with each Reesio account comes an Adobe EchoSign account, and you can actually send off documents for e-signature directly from Adobe EchoSign's website. Okay, so to get started sending off documents for e-signature to transaction members within Reesio, you must first be within the Documents tab of your Reesio transaction dashboard. If you're not already in the Documents tab, you definitely need to go there now. And then once you're in the Documents tab, you can send off documents for e-signature. To begin sending off documents for e-signature, simply select the document or documents that you want to send off for e-signature. In this case, I'm going to choose the home inspection and the earthquake hazards report. Then, once you've selected the documents that you want to send off for e-signature, come up here to the top row and click the Get Signatures icon. A window will open up asking you to enter in an envelope name. The envelope name is just a way to categorize the documents that you're sending off for e-signature. Especially if you're sending off multiple documents for e-signature, it's important to categorize the documents so that your recipients know what they're signing. Also, we ask for this because sometimes people will not rename documents that they have that they're sending off for e-signature. And so this gives you an opportunity to basically say what it is that the recipient's going to be signing. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and say disclosures. The next and final step that you need to do to be able to choose who you're going to have sign the documents or the envelope is to add the transaction members for e-signature. So you come down here in this box and search for the transaction members that you want to send out this document for e-signature to. You can also, if you accidentally add somebody, you can click remove and remove them from signing it. Do not add yourself to sign the document unless you actually need to sign the document. You will automatically receive a notification and access to the signed envelope once it's been signed. So no need to add yourself to sign it unless you actually need to sign it. Once you've added all transaction members that need to sign it to the envelope, then click the Submit button. At this point, Adobe EchoSign's interface is going to automatically open up for you, and it's going to show you that it's processing the document or envelope for e-signature. So here are the two documents that I put together that I want that transaction member, Ted, to sign. At this point, now I need to just drag and drop signature fields as if I was using any other e-signature program. So I could say, Ted, I need you to sign here, and I need you to initial here. And I can also include other data fields like text fields or checkboxes if I want, or anything like that. Okay? Keep in mind that signature fields are required, whereas text box fields are not required. If you want to change whether something is required or not, simply right-click on the field and then click Edit, and then you can make that field required. Okay? However, initials or signatures, as you'll see, if I click Edit, it's automatically marked as required because all signature fields are always required unless you want to make them not required, which you can do that as well. For more information on how to use Adobe EchoSign's product and how to use the e-signatures platform, we definitely recommend going to Adobe EchoSign's website and checking out the FAQs and the help section that they have. So the rest of this demo will not focus on how to drag and drop signature fields or to use the actual e-signature product for Adobe. Rather, we want to focus on the integration and once you're in Reesio, how you can use Adobe EchoSign's platform within Reesio. So once you've dragged and dropped all the signature fields that you want, you can then choose other recipients if you want. In this case, it's just one because I only chose one recipient to e-sign this document. But you can choose other recipients as well up here if you want. The final step is to then click the Send button, and it's now sending this document to that recipient to e-sign. And you can see the confirmation that you receive here saying, in this case, the disclosures envelope has been successfully sent for signature. Okay? So if I close this down I'm now back here within the Reesio transaction dashboard section. And if I come over here to the pending section, you'll see that this envelope is sitting here pending now, waiting to be signed. Okay? So if I come over here on the right-hand side, you'll see that the signers are on the right-hand side, and the sender is on the left-hand side. So in this case, the sender is me, and on the right-hand side here is the signer that needs to be signing the document. If I have multiple signers, all of those signers will be listed out here. When someone has been sent an envelope for e-signature, their avatar will show up here as grayed out, okay? And you will not be able to see. They will not have their avatar fully colored until they sign the document. And that's a great way for you to know whether they've signed the document or not, because once they've signed the document, their avatar will become fully colored, like mine is over here. And it will also say signed instead of pending signature, okay? So this is a great way to keep track of who has signed an envelope and who hasn't. Now let's come over here to the envelope properties icon over here. And if I click on the envelope properties icon, it's going to open up a window. And this will allow me to see the individual documents that I've combined and included as part of the envelope. It will also allow me to see who the sender is and who all the signers are, and what the state of those signatures are. So in this case, that signer has not yet signed it, so it's still pending. Now let's say that person, for some reason, doesn't sign the envelope in a timely fashion, and I want to send a reminder to that person, letting them know they need to, remind them to sign the envelope. All I have to do is click on this little link here that says Send Signature Reminder, and you'll see a little sent confirmation, and our system will automatically send all signers a reminder that they need to sign the envelope. So keep in mind that when you send that reminder out, that it's going to go to all signers of the envelope. Okay? So you can't specify which signer is going to receive the reminder. It's going to go to all pending signers that haven't signed it yet. So just keep that in mind. But obviously, if you need to send the reminder, generally you want to send it to everyone anyway, so that's usually not a big deal. Okay? So again, this person's still pending. They haven't signed the envelope yet, and I just sent them a reminder over here in the document properties icon section. If I want to delete an envelope for whatever reason, I simply click this red X button, and it will delete and void the envelope altogether, and then the signers will not be able to sign it anymore. This action cannot be undone, so be sure that you want to delete an envelope before actually deleting it. So in this case, I'm going to confirm and say, yes, I definitely want to delete the envelope. So the other things that I want to show you are the email confirmations that get sent regarding envelopes that get sent out for e-signature. So here's the email showing me that I, as a sender, have sent out the disclosures to be signed by Mark at markthomasrealtyinc.com. So here's the confirmation email as a sender that I've received. So that's great. So now I have the email confirmation. Of course, I also have it within the product over here, showing the disclosures and that the pending signer still has not yet signed it. Okay. The other thing I'm going to show you now is the email confirmation that the recipient receives in order to e-sign the document. So here's the email that the recipient has received to e-sign the disclosures. Okay. So here's the email. It says, please sign disclosures as the subject, and it says who the person is, has sent me what envelope, so disclosures to sign. If I click here, I'll be able to review and sign the disclosures. I'm not going to go through that step just because I want to continue on with the features in Reesio. But that's how the person will review and sign disclosures. Now also keep in mind that Reesio does not have in-product notifications for somebody to e-sign a document. So it's really critical. So the other email confirmation to show you is the recipient's email that they received asking them to e-sign the document. So here is the email that I've received as the recipient asking me to please sign the disclosures, and in the body of the message it says Mark Thomas has sent you disclosures to sign. I can see a thumbnail, a preview basically of what the document is, and in order for me to e-sign the document, I would click on this link and it would allow me to review and sign the disclosures. And if I click on that link, it'll open up the envelope, it'll bring up Adobe EchoSign's interface, and it's preparing the document for me to e-sign. And then I can start and click an e-sign just as if I was in any other e-signature product. And so this is a little bit on the user experience. So they click sign, and then they click next and go down to the next section and so on and so forth. Okay. Please note that Reesio's integration with Adobe EchoSign currently only allows the recipient to e-sign the document and the envelope via the email that they receive, notifying them to e-sign the document. We do not yet have a method for in product for that person to come up here, for example, to the notifications bell to be able to e-sign something. So they need to e-sign from the email that they receive, letting them know that they need to e-sign the document. They cannot do it by finding the envelope here within Reesio and clicking on it and signing it. And that's just because currently Adobe EchoSign's integration only offers the ability to e-sign documents via the email notification that people receive. That's why it's important if someone says they haven't received the email notification from you to e-sign a document, that you would want to come over here again to the document properties section and resend them the signature reminder to be able to e-sign documents. Once the pending envelopes have been signed, the envelopes will be moved back over here into the Documents tab, and the tag will change from Sign Later to Signed Online, and Reesio will automatically tag that for you. Please also note that Reesio does not combine the PDF of the multiple documents that you put together in an envelope once it's been signed. It re-separates back those documents back out. So for example, if you put together 2 documents as part of an envelope to sign, when they get signed and they get moved back over here in the Documents tab, that those e-signed documents will be re-separated back out into their original document forms. Signed, of course, by the recipients, but it's not as a combined PDF. You'll also be able to, the Reesio will automatically store the original document for you that has not been signed. In other words, the documents that you put together to sign and send out will still be in their original form as well. So you'll have both versions. You'll have the original version that's unsigned that you actually sent out for e-signature, and then you'll have the signed version back in here as well, and it'll be tagged as Signed Online. And that is how you send off documents for e-signature within Reesio.